Episode 56 IF September 1, 2023. South Africa residential fire kills 74 people. South Africa, Johannesburg Rossupview. Without regular electricity, residents also used fire for warmth and light in the crowded building. Flammable materials like cardboard and sheets subdivided living spaces. Electric cables dangled from the ceiling. While precise origin of the fire is unknown, some of the earliest flames were spotted in a courtyard behind the building where people were living. https://www.newyorktimes.com/2023/08/3one/world/africa/johannesburg-fire-vulnerabilities.html Why the Johannesburg apartment building was a fire trap. August 31, 2023. It may take time to determine what started an apartment fire in Johannesburg early Thursday morning and why more than 70 people died. People were jumping out of windows to escape when he arrived at the scene of the fire. At least one person, a teenager, died when she jumped from the 5th floor, according to her friend. In photos from after the fire, sheets were seen hanging out of windows on one side of the building where residents escaped. There are 600 other illegally occupied derelict buildings in the city. They often lack fire escapes, fire extinguishers, water, electricity and working bathrooms. The city last did a safety inspection at the building in June 2019, before it was illegally taken over. Officials have not entered it since. We wouldn't want to go into a hostile environment, acting chief of emergency management services for the city, said at a news conference. South Africa, Johannesburg Rossupview, officials said that many residents lit fires for warmth and light, posing a deadly hazard. https://www.newyorktimes.com/live/2023/08/3one/world/south-africa-fire-Johannesburg South Africa fire. Fire in Johannesburg kills at least 74 people, including a dozen children. An early morning blaze tore through a 5-story building that had become a sprawling, informal settlement, officials said. The cause was not known. August 31, 2023. Reporting from Johannesburg. A blaze on Thursday tore through a building in Johannesburg where squatters lived in dangerous conditions, city officials said, killing at least 74 people and injuring dozens of others in one of the deadliest residential fires in South Africa's history. The authorities were still trying to determine what caused the blaze. It consumed a 5-story downtown building that had become a dilapidated informal settlement where electric cables dangled in dark corridors and trash spilled from windows, a vivid illustration of a political crisis that has resulted in a severe lack of affordable housing in one of Africa's most populous cities. Officials said that many residents lit fires for warmth and light, posing a deadly hazard. A Johannesburg city councilman who oversees public safety said that when he arrived at the scene of the fire, people were jumping out of windows to escape. Residents and officials said that illegally occupied buildings like this one often housed South Africans suffering under the country's housing and unemployment crises and immigrants who have struggled to find stability in a country gripped by economic woes. Here is what else to know. By mid-morning, the fire had been extinguished and firefighters were combing the structure floor by floor, searching for bodies. At least 12 children were among the dead, according to the city's emergency services. The blaze ranks among the deadliest residential fires in recent years. The toll already exceeds that of the 2017 fire at Grenfell Tower in London, which claimed 72 lives. Initial evidence suggests that the fire started on the ground floor, and a security gate had trapped many residents who were trying to escape. The building was one of more than 600 derelict structures in Johannesburg that are illegally occupied, he said. Journalists for the New York Times visited the building in May while reporting for an article about the chaotic state of Johannesburg. They saw garbage sagging out of second-floor windows, a pile of trash partly blocking the entrance and a building so overcrowded that some squatters had erected tin shacks in the back lot. In recent years the city had leased it to a non-profit organization that provided emergency housing for women but that the non-profit had subsequently ended its operations there. South Africa's president says the fire is a wake-up call. President Cyril Ramaphosa visited the site of the fire on Thursday and said, Johannesburg has never had an incident like this where so many people die as a result of a fire in the center of the city, he said. He added that the police also needed to clamp down on criminals who extort money out of the residents of these derelict dwellings. The lesson for us is that we've got to address this problem and root out those criminal elements, he said. It is these types of buildings that are taken over by criminals, who then levy rent on vulnerable people and families who need and want accommodation in the inner city. The building that burned was a feared checkpoint during apartheid. Decades before a 5-story building went up in flames in Johannesburg on Thursday, it was the seat of a feared office in the South African apartheid government tasked with regulating the movement of black residents in the area. In October 2019, city officials raided the building and arrested 140 foreign nationals for illegally collecting rent from tenants in the building. This happened just months after illegal occupants took over the building, which had been a shelter for women and children. A resulting investigation was closed in 2022 for lack of evidence. Officials said 74 bodies had been recovered. United States, NASA. NASA's U.S. Pollution Monitoring Instrument produces first images. Air Quality Matters. Air Quality Matters Science blog. The visualizations show 6 scans made between 11:12 a.m. and 5:27 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on August 2. Close-up views focus on the southwestern U.S. from Los, United States. Racial/ethnic disparities in PM2.5 attributable cardiovascular mortality burden in the United States. Nature. Average ambient fine particulate matter, PM2.5, concentrations have decreased in the U.S. in recent years, but the health benefits of this. California, Berkeley. Smoke from Oregon and Northern California fires turns skies hazy above Berkeley. Berkeley side. The burning of wood or other solid fuel is banned while the alert is in place, and Bay Area residents are asked to limit driving if possible. California, Sonoma County. Sonoma County issues health advisory due to poor air quality. County of Sonoma, ca.gov. Avoid adding additional air pollution by curtailing activities such as wood burning, lawn mowing, leaf blowing, driving, barbecuing, smoking. Connecticut, New Haven, Yale University. Health burden of air pollution differs across racial groups. Yale News. Yale News, Yale University. Fine particulate matter, also known as PM2.5, consists of particles or droplets smaller than 2.5 micrometers in diameter, or 30 times smaller than. Idaho, Sandpoint. State returns to Stage I fire restrictions. Sandpoint Reader. Sandpoint Reader. Portable charcoal grills and wood-burning stoves remain off-limits at parks during Stage I. Smoking is allowed in vehicles or buildings. Oregon, Multnomah County. Health Department reinstates mandatory wood-burning restriction due to air pollution from. Multnomah County. Utah, Tooele. Smoky Skies, Tooele Transcript Bulletin. Tooele Transcript Bulletin. PM2.5 is small particulate matter, like very small dust and soot particles, with diameters of 2.5 micrometers or smaller. A single strand of hair is. United Kingdom, Birmingham Clean Air Zone. Birmingham Clean Air Zone cuts dangerous gases. Cycling Industry News. Cycling Industry News. PM2.5, the air pollutant with greatest health effects, added. PM2.5 at monitoring sites in Birmingham still regularly exceed WHO air. United Kingdom, Birmingham, Clean Air Zone. Clean Air Zone reduces air pollution levels in Birmingham. Study. University of Birmingham. As predicted, Birmingham CAZ reduced NO2 pollution, but it has no detectable impact in the concentrations of fine particles, PM2.5, the air. India. Devise holistic plans to clean up toxic air. Hindustan Times. Hindustan Times. Analyzing the annual average PM2.5 levels from 2013 found that Delhi, Noida and Gurugram were the worst global performers. India, life expectancy and air pollution. Air pollution is reducing life expectancy of Indians by over 5 years. Here's how bad it has become. The Financial Express. It focuses on measuring the impact of particulate pollution, particularly PM2.5, on life expectancy. The analysis was based on particulate matter. India, South Asia. How air pollution is cutting short lives in South Asia. The Indian Express. The Indian Express. Here is a detailed look at the report's findings and how harmful pollutants like particulate matter, PM2.5, affect humans. South Asia and air. India, State of Madhya Pradesh. In MP, air pollution may cut short one's life by 5 years. Bhopal News, The Times of India. The Times of India. MP is the 10th most polluted state in India when it comes to PM2.5 concentration. This worrying data has been revealed in a report on air quality. A letter sent on August 28, 2023 to the Assistant Attorney Generals threatening to sue the EPA over wood stove certification follows. Dear Assistant Attorney General, attached is a letter that was sent to the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, NIAID, Director Dr. Jean Marazzo, former acting NIAID Director Dr. Hugh Auchincloss and National Institutes of Health, NIH, Director Dr. Lawrence Tabak regarding regulation and the ability to shut down PM 2.5 polluting indoor residential wood burners. PM 2.5 pollution is known to cause antibiotic resistance, making infectious disease pandemics more likely and uncontrollable. The letter asks Dr. Marazzo to apply a parallel track to indoor residential wood burning pollution in 2023. This parallel track would include both EPA wood stove certification and a complaint-based system using Purple Air PM 2.5 monitor data collected from the yards of near neighbors of indoor residential wood burners. This would be a way to address the very real impact of PM 2.5 pollution which EPA wood stove certification fails to address. We propose that the use of Purple Air monitors would provide important data on PM 2.5 air pollution that is currently missing in the EPA wood stove certification. This proposal is modeled on the approach Dr. Anthony Fauci used in 1989 that allowed a parallel track of both the Food and Drug Administration, FDA, use of AZT for AIDS that had the unfortunate side effect of blindness along with a second drug, ganciclovir, that actually cured the blindness. An earlier letter sent to your office asked that you include a complaint-based system of regulating indoor residential wood burning using Purple Air PM 2.5 data in your suit against the EPA. Indoor residential wood burners are already ineffectively certified by the EPA. This violates the EPA's own National Ambient Air Quality Standards, NOx, emission limits of 35 micrograms per cubic meter in a 24-hour period. Using data from Purple Air PM 2.5 monitors in the yards of near neighbors who complain of PM 2.5 from hyperlocalized indoor residential wood burners would provide the missing and important evidence of this type of air pollution. Currently, if a near neighbor's complaint is made to a local health department, a complaint using federal NOx exceedance data is not considered as a basis for a complaint against neighboring indoor residential wood burning. It is also not considered as a basis for shutting down the wood burning appliance when the indoor residential wood stove has been federally EPA certified. Lawsuits for nuisance are expensive and beyond the means of the average American and are not considered precedents in courts generally. Contacting state agencies to shut down polluting wood stove use that affects the health and lives of near neighbors has been unproductive because decisions made by the EPA determine the decisions made by state agencies. Although the scope of your lawsuit seems confined to asking the EPA to continue their wood stove certification program as is, albeit at a faster pace, we ask that you consider the intent behind asking the EPA to tighten their standards for wood stove certification on a regular basis. The intent of an environmental protection agency is to protect the environment. This has perhaps been narrowly construed to be protecting air, water and ground from contamination from industries only. But United States citizens should actually benefit from this environmental protection as well. Tightening wood stove standards on a regular basis should result in protecting the environment as well as protecting United States citizens from harm from the air, water and ground. We believe that the EPA's responsibilities are inextricably connected with public health responsibilities of other government agencies such as NIAID. Please try to accomplish something meaningful for the American people with this lawsuit by considering using a parallel track to include PM 2.5 data in future decisions about air quality standards. Although I am not your constituent, by commencing to sue a federal agency, you are representing me as a citizen of the United States and in that sense as your constituent. Thank you, sent to Cody.Doig@alaska.gov Alaska Senior Assistant Attorney General Cody Doig. Jason.James@ilag.gov Illinois Assistant Attorney General Jason James. Goldstein@oag.state.md.us Maryland Special Assistant Attorney General Stephen Goldstein. Turner.Smith@mass.gov Massachusetts Assistant Attorney General Turner Smith. Peter.Serdo@ag.state.mn.us Minnesota Special Assistant Attorney General Peter Serdo. Lisa.Morelli@law.njoag.gov New Jersey Deputy Attorney General Lisa Morelli. Nicholas.Batino@ag.newyork.gov New York Assistant Attorney General Nicholas Batino. Paul.Garahan@doj.state.or.us Oregon Attorney in Charge Paul Garahan. Steve.Novick@doj.state.or.us Oregon Special Assistant Attorney General Steve Novick. Nick.Persompieri at Vermont.gov Vermont Assistant Attorney General Nick Persompieri. Caroline.Kress at atg.wa.gov Washington Assistant Attorney General Caroline Kress. Chris.Wrights at atg.wa.gov Washington Assistant Attorney General Chris Wrights. Jennifer.Cleanair.gov General Counsel, Puget Sound Clean Air Agency Jennifer A. Dold. Jean.Marazzo at nih.gov Director of National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases Jean Marazzo. Hugh.Auchincloss at nih.gov January to July 2023 Acting Director of National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases Hugh Auchincloss. Lawrence.Tabak at nih.gov Director of the National Institutes of Health Lawrence Tabak. https://RAC President Tessword pre-ss.com/ Please attach PDF letter to NIAID Director Dr. Jean Marazzo to an email from you to Jean Marazzo NIH.gov/. Episode 56 GF July 19, 2023. The Ask, request a complaint-based system from 10 attorney generals suing the EPA to give wood stove users certainty. The Ask, emails of 3 NIH officials Jean.Marazzo at nih.gov, Hugh.Auchincloss at nih.gov, Lawrence.Tabak at nih.gov emails of 13 assistant attorney generals, deputy attorney generals and general counsel preparing to sue the EPA to provide clarity for indoor residential wood stove manufacturers, vendors, and users. Instead, the Assistant Attorneys General should ask for a PM 2.5 pollution complaint-based system in place of the failed wood stove certification program. The states involved are Alaska, Illinois, Maryland, Massachusetts, Minnesota, New Jersey, New York, Oregon, Vermont, and Washington, as well as the Puget Sound Clean Air Agency. A new icon has been added to the RAWSC President's website, which is now the nearest right icon. The icon is an ask that has already been described in episode 56 GB, description of the parties who should be at the table when deciding on safe wood stove emission limits and fence line measurements, rather than wood stove certification, and emails to contact 10 deputy or assistant attorney generals and 1 general counsel. Those PDFs are included at the icon link. Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates, see https://racpresidents.wordpress.com and click on the nearest right icon for the ask. 1. Email PDF letters to 3 officials of the National Institutes of Health, NIH, and NIAID https://RAC President Tessword pre-ss.com/ Please attach PDF letter to NIAID Director Dr. Jean Marazzo to an email from you to Jean Marazzo NIH.gov/ The Ask 2. Email PDF letters to 13 Assistant Attorneys Generals, Deputy Attorney Generals and General Counsel https:// RAC President Tessword pre-ss.com/ Please contact Attorneys General about August suit versus EPA asking for certainty for wood stove users. RACEP asks for complaint-based SITM based on PM monitor data exceeding EP/ to the right of that 3. Barbie goes to the dating game https://racpresidents.wordpress.com/1-barbie-goes-to-the-dating-game to the right of that 4. Cookies that may contain rocks are recalled https://racpresidents.wordpress.com/cookies-that-may-contain-rocks-are recalled / to the right of that 5. The Fox Owns the Forest card game https://racpresidents.wordpress.com/the-fox-owns-the-forest-card-game-tba Then to the right of that, the latest months, 6, September and 7, August and 8, July 2023, of PDFs of articles with URLs to search on https://racpresidents.wordpress.com/1-September-2023-PDFs-of-URLs https://racpresidents.wordpress.com/1-August-2023-PDFs-of-URLs and https://racpresidents.wordpress.com/1-July-2023-PDFs-of-URLs to the right of that. 9. Stickers to hand out for RAWSEP. 10. Flyers to hand out for RAWSEP, games such as 11. Bingo for RAWSEP. 12. Crosswords for RAWSEP. 13. PM 2.5's Jeopardy free game https://youtube.be/lnsg32pydnc 14. PM 2.5 free Monopoly https://youtube.be/cuck1pscqnq and Endwood Smoke Monopoly 9e, vending machines for PM 2.5 monitors, and 15. icon links to 30-minute YouTube videos and Spotify podcasts as well as podcasts.google.com, Castbox and Pocket Cast. Pocket Cast is only free on the phone app. Pocket Cast works on Apple phones, and, below those icons, icon links to monthly URLs of PDFs from June 2023 to May 2022.